fish. It's in front of that boulder there. Fish on. What a stunning day it is today. Absolutely perfect. Hopefully we'll be into some dry fly action. I did a big drive yesterday and a long walk in, but I've woken up to what, if it weren't for the sandflies, is pretty much fly fishing paradise today. This river is absolutely gin clear. It's quite late in the season, so we're going to be looking in fast water and pocket water, and hopefully be doing a bit of a search for you know what, big New Zealand brown trout. Hopefully on the dry fly, but a nymph will do if that's what they're going to take. So we're going to keep heading upstream, keep the search, and hopefully we can find some fish. Let's go. Just walked up through all that bouldery pocket water rapid section. Didn't see any fish, which is a shame, but it was actually really good that I did that, because I forgot to tell you guys I'm going to be pack rafting out. So it was awesome to have a look at that water and check if it was going to be raftable or not. There was one section that is way too narrow for my raft. It might be alright in a kayak, wouldn't be good in a whitewater raft either. But yeah, my pack raft's too narrow, so I've marked that spot and I'll do a portage around there. Can't do this section either, so there's about 50 meters out of about 300 that I won't run. So I've got to the top and I found the fish. It's just sitting at the very start of the rapids, just in a conveyor belt, just eating. So I've just stopped, had some lunch, watched the fish. There's no rush, I've walked a long way to get here, so I'm just seeing what it's doing. So I'm just going to run you through the scenario so you can get an idea about what's involved. I'm not super confident I'll catch it, but we'll give it a good go. So it's a really beautiful clear day. The sun's up here. The fish is just off that big boulder to the right of the small boulder. So if the sun's coming from here, the line shadow is going to go this way. So that means I need to cast out to the left. The river is ultra clear. I usually run 4x. I'm going to go down to 5x, 5 pound. I'm not happy about that, but I do think it could be a problem with the water clarity. The water where the fish is still and slow, so that would suggest to me to use a small nymph. It's not up in the surface, it's on the bottom. It's probably waist deep, somewhere waist and chest deep, so that means heavy nymph, but a heavy nymph's going to make a splash, which will be very, very obvious, because I'm not going to be able to lead the line too far against the fish. I'm in a conundrum here, but so that tells me use a heavier nymph so I can get the drop quicker. I just don't know. So I'm going to cast to the left. I'm going to put on a single tiny nymph, probably unweighted first, and that will tell me whether the fish is going to spook on my cast. If that works okay, but the fish doesn't see it, I'll come up to a slightly bigger bead, and then we'll build up the bead, the weight of the sink rate until we get a fly down to it. The fish isn't feeding vigorously, so yeah, could be tricky. Anyway, so that's the strategy. We'll get tooled up and fire a couple of shots ahead. So what just happened there, I fired one shot with a little emerger, unweighted, and actually on that one I did a test cast behind the fish and it startled it, but it went back to its spot. So then I fired the shot with the emerger, didn't see it. I put on something heavier, didn't see it. So then I put on a double bead, and I felt like I had an angle that was okay. It didn't spook the fish on the first cast, but it didn't see it, and in the second cast with that same bead it saw the fly or something and then spooked. So yeah, still an interesting challenge to think about. I thought I'd talk you through that one. Like I said, I wasn't that sure that I was going to catch it, but got to give it a go, right? What a spot. Found another fish. It's in front of that boulder there. This one's a bit more promising than the last because the water's a bit faster, it's a little bit riffled. Same scenario, the sun's coming from that side, so I'm going to cast from this side. The fly that I've got on is all good. I just saw another fish down here. Might be able to put a dry fly over that. That one just rose, so that one's definitely going to take a dry. Fish on. You beauty. Oh no. Definitely do not want it going around the other side of that rock. Come back here, fish. Yeah. Want the fish back down here. Back down here, please. Yeah, fantastic. Some lovely fish, guys. Look at that, beautiful silver. Really, really cool. Just munched that Adam's fly. Away it goes. Super happy with that. That one just came up. I put the Adams like only about a foot ahead of it. It just swung back and gobbled it. So awesome to show that those tricks worked. Got it in on the 5X. The fish tried to run around that big boulder there, which was going to be a problem, but I managed to play it back. So I better check my tippet now before I try on any other fish to make sure it's all good. The fish went away safe, so yeah, awesome result. Fantastic.
Oh,
This looked like really nice water, so I made a mission out from the edge over there. And there is a fish just down here, it's sitting deep. I've got an Adams on. I'm going to try that first, then I'll switch to a nymph if it doesn't come up. I thought my fly had gone past it, and then the fish came up and took something off the surface. I struck, it wasn't the fish. It had come up and eaten something else. So the Adams is going to stay on. We'll do another drift. And fish on. One of my ties, a little green double bead, and I saw the fish swung about a foot out to eat it. It was awesome. Didn't like the dry. I tried a couple of different dries, but got it on the nymph. Just look at this spot to catch a fish, right? Unreal. Under these bluffs, sun shining down. I'm pleased I took the pick off. Yeah, I'm pleased I took the pack off. This could have been tricky. Lovely fish. Look at the colours of it. I think we can go for the net now. The head's just starting to come up. And the net. Oh man, that took a while to get in. Stunner. £6. Yeehaw. Super happy with that one. It's a great fish. Beautiful 6-pounder. Unreal. Nice red spots. Golden beast. fantastic looking fish. Real chunky. That was super cool. That fish, 6 pound, that golden brown colour. I put out that Adams and it came up, sort of had a look, it wasn't interested. So I thought for sure it would go for my brown mayfly, but nah, it just stayed planted to the bottom. So I switched to nymph, I just saw the fish swing out and bam, it took it. Brilliant fish. Really cool, and I had the 5X, so I was a little worried about snappage, but we got it in, all good, big smiles, absolutely superb. Just thinking this might be one of my favourite days fishing of the season. That fish was so cool. It was really similar to one I got back in October. Also that beautiful golden colour and spots, and when I went to get a photo of it, it turns out my phone had switched off and it didn't get the photo. I did get the release shot, but that fish was almost a carbon copy, I reckon. It was an absolute beauty. And just this river, it's been a real adventure today. New water, the water's so clear. This day with the sun, yeah, it's been awesome. Sun's going down though. I'm going to stop here and put on a jumper. We're about to go into the shade. Nothing the sandflies like more than a bit of evening shade as the sun goes down. So yeah, we'll chuck on a top, we'll keep walking, but that may be the end of the fishing today, and what a highlight that was. Unreal. This is just such nice water. The sun's got a bit of angle on it now, the shadow's getting long, so mayflies might come out, maybe we'll get a rise, maybe the tricky trout might get easy. I'm pretty close to my destination for tonight, the hut. I know that because I just saw a helicopter land about a kilometre ahead. So yeah, we'll keep on walking, keep on searching, and then that's where we're going to kip down for the night. And then we got the pack raft back, which is going to be truly awesome. It's going to be fun in the blue boat. Can't wait. I keep just frothing out. This is just such good water. Fast water with these bouldery pockets. Sun's still up. And then I'm pretty sure I've just seen a fish over there tucked behind that boulder. I reckon it's back on with the mayfly. I think it'll like it. I'm going to get this bag off first though. It's too heavy. I came out here and I don't know what I was seeing. I think I was tripping because there's no fish there. I wanted there to be so bad, but no. We'll keep searching though. Look at all that ahead. Looks good. Despite my excitement about that water and trouty hallucinations, there were no further fish in that water, so we're just on the march now because the sun's gone down. Just about made it to the hut, 300 or 400 meters ahead. Haven't seen the helicopter that I saw land take off. To be honest, I'm dreaming about Vogels with fresh tomatoes on toast. Probably not going to get that when I get there. Let's finish this walk. Hung up sashimi. It's done an awesome job today with those two fish. I made it to the hut, thank goodness, so I'm going to get a feed on. I'm all out of banter, I'm all out of fishing for today. Just a sign that was around about 10 or 11 k's I've walked today, 7.5 hours with the bag on my back, so I'm done. So see you guys in the morning. I put that rock down there yesterday because there was a gap there between two rocks that the raft wouldn't have fit. But I was going to try and run that, but today, go walk about another 50 meters and start down there.